What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you guys here. Well, I guess it's probably not welcome back to the channel for some of you guys. This is going to be our returning player guide. I get a lot of returning players that come to the channel. A lot of y'all end up buying coaching, stuff like that. If you guys are interested in private or public coaching, you guys can always go to the Discord in the description below and make a ticket on it. Anyway, welcome back. Glad to have you guys here. This is going to be like a quick guide just to kind of get your footing and the first couple steps you're going to want to do when you're coming back to Rise of Kingdoms and the top 3 things. So the things that we're going to cover is going to be how to establish where you are and the quality of your account compared to the quality of other people's accounts. The second thing is going to be should you restart, and the third thing is going to be the first things to work on. We're not going to talk about every single thing you need to work on in this video because this is going to be something to where you go, hey, I'm just coming back. What should I do? How should I do it? And this should probably help you get in the groove of things. First thing, this is the first kingdom I was ever a part of on my first account. This was 4 years ago-ish at this point, so this is a long time. If I had played in 1628 and instead of becoming a YouTuber, I had ended up quitting Rise of Kingdoms and I'd actually become a bartender like I had originally anticipated, I would have quit somewhere around 13 million power, and then I would have eventually come back into the hellscape that we know the Rise of Kingdoms meta is now. Now, Rise of Kingdoms is still a very fun game. I enjoy it a lot, but there's way more to learn and there's way more in the game than there was before. So if you were playing in like 2019, 2020, this just is a different game. The first thing to figure out, so you have just come back into the game, are you in a stable kingdom? This kingdom is, for technical reasons, I don't know everything about it. It looks stable. I don't see anything not stable about it, I guess. So immediately, you're not in any immediate danger, right? So the first 2 things you ask is this stable? Are they going to zero me? If the answer to one of these things is yes and the other one is no, then you're in a good spot, right? Immediately, you can kind of, sigh of relief, you're all right. The next thing is, are you zeroed? When you quit, did you just open all of your resources and lose all your troops? Like, are you okay? If you're not okay, then, probably try to either find a way to heal your hospital or don't heal your hospital as you look to potentially migrate. The next thing you're going to be looking at is where is the top alliance and can you join it? So it looks like the top alliance here is going to be Black Lotus, 6 billion power. This is quite weak in the grand scheme of things. So if you wake up and this is the type of kingdom you're in, you're almost certainly looking to migrate. So don't heal everything you got just yet. So the next thing you're going to be asking is how many gold chests do they get? If you are in, let's say you wake up and your kingdom has like 8 billion power, maybe there are 2 alliances, something like that, then you need to start asking, can I get in the top alliance? If they let you in the top alliance, then you need to start asking, how many GC am I getting? You can get like 3 to 6 GC a day. That's an awesome amount to get, and there's not a really big reason to leave, even if they are losing KVKs. But the next thing you would ask is, what is their KVK record? In terms of the last 5 KVKs they've played, if they've lost all 5 of them, I'd be a little concerned about the stability of the kingdom. Again, these are just the questions that you ask yourself when you're like, hey, I've just landed. I'm just curious on what's going on. Now you know. These are the preliminary questions that I would be asking. Are there more questions that you could ask for the where are you section? There probably are, but these are the ones that I would. So second, should you restart? This is the immediate second question you have as soon as you have discovered if your primary account is okay and all this good stuff, and you notice all this new stuff in the game, you're thinking, should I restart? The first thing you should ask yourself is, are you T5? If you're a T5 player, there's almost no reason to restart whatsoever. Getting T5 is going to take you at least 6 to 10 months. Even if you are F2P, it's gonna, especially if you're F2P, it's gonna take you 10 to 12 months probably if you restart completely and you are trying to be competitive. Nothing wrong with that necessarily, but if you are T5, there's not a huge reason to. Next is the amount of gold chests that you're getting. If you have low kill points or low deaths and you can't generally get gold chests anywhere, that might be a reason to reset as well, right? So if you aren't T5, let's say you're like 25 million power, would you rather be an outcast of an alliance for like 2 seasons, or would you rather just restart? Maybe I would like to restart personally. Are you zeroed? If you're completely zeroed, you're like 20 million power, you have no speeds, no resources, restarting is a really, really reasonable idea. One of the last things I would consider is, number 1 would be the gear. If you have a lot of the new KVK gear or armaments or anything like that, that would play a lot into how you would date your account and the relative strength of it. And next would be the fun consideration. If you enjoy your account, then by all means continue with it. However, if you would enjoy a new experience where you have way more control over what's going on and you have way more intelligence over how you could have done your account and you make none of the mistakes that you made previously, there's nothing wrong with restarting. In fact, there's a lot of accounts to where, I look at the state that they're in, I'm like, hey, a player of your caliber, if you restarted the game, you'd be in an awesome spot. Next is going to be the things that I would work on. So the first thing I would want to do is I have a video called How I Killed 150,000 Barbs. I'm probably just going to link it in the description below, and that goes over the AOE commanders. If you guys are just coming back to the game, you guys may remember a world where YSG was the only circular AOE. That's not the case anymore. I'm about to show you 4 commanders that have a circular AOE that you only have to have at 1111 in order to use. The first of which is Zhu Liang. The second of which is Heraclius. The third of which is Cyrus the Great. It's not in his first ability, it's in his third. And the fourth of which is Theodora. So all these commanders have circular AOEs. All you have to do is figure out some kind of primary for them, and you can just run them out there and chain with multiple marches and be very, very effective. Early game, before you can kind of see a lot of the things going on, not early game, early into returning into the game, you may not be able to see every line of I should invest in this commander, this commander, this commander, but you should be able to see, okay, how am I going to turn my time into value in game? Time into value, one of the best things you can do is chaining, watching that video, or just being able to get these 4 AOE commanders can put you in a much better spot. The next thing you need to work on is you need to get into a good alliance. If there is an alliance worth anything in whatever KD you go to, and they will let you in, boom, you're in a good spot, right? Don't overthink it. If you can get into a good alliance, you're good to go. Another thing you need to start considering is migration. Migration is absolutely gargantuan when it comes to any kind of situation like this. If you can go to any kind of KD that will accept you, that will put you in the top alliance, that's completely reasonable, especially if you're lower power. The passport shouldn't be too expensive. Migrating is a completely okay thing to do as long as you're putting yourself in a position that's advantageous, that is going to lead to you getting more powerful. The next thing is going to be getting farms up and running. If you could get like 5 farms, that'll put you in a good spot. If you have your old farms and you're like, oh, I'm a little too lazy to get on them, it's time that you get on them now. Absolutely ASAP. Not getting on those farms is only going to serve to hurt you later on. You do not want to be burning out later on. Next, I would establish 2 things. So one, I would establish commander and gear goals. These commander goals, these commanders may be dated by the time you're looking at this, but it could look at like something like Scipio Prime 5551 with a LC expertise as a secondary. It could look something like Nevsky expertise with a 5515 Joan as a secondary. Pretty simple. Your gear goals for infantry could look something like Hope Cloak, set helmet, set weapons, set gloves, set boots. Goals for cavalry could be set boots, set chest, KVK helm, rest purple, right? These are 2 examples of good gear sets that I would consider running on my commanders in the open field. So if you guys can have a goal for like 2 marches or maybe a couple rings or maybe a couple horns that you get from the stock shop, right? These are all great goals. Just have some solid short-term goals that will make sure so you don't go insane when you come back to this game and you don't get overloaded. And then of course, you know, your goals for migrating to a good KD and getting into the top alliance should also be there as well. At the end of the day, returning to Rise of Kingdoms, if you're not restarting, is mainly not about, we'll say like fixing your account. It's about using your account as a starting point to build a brand new thing. So when it comes to Scipio LC or Nevsky, Joan, or Boudica and ZL, or potentially Herman and ZL that'll be coming out, these commanders are all so wildly strong. Anything you had is never going to be able to compare. So you're thinking, should I start a brand new game where I have 0 power, or should I continue this game where I have like 35, 37 mil power? And most people would opt for the 37 mil power, I think pretty obviously, but you know, there's nothing wrong with restarting. Again, you know, the commanders are going to be one thing, the gear is going to be another. You don't have to get all the KVK gear. I talked about some of the basic gear sets that I'd be looking for, but you're also going to be looking for like a Ring of Doom, a Horn of Fury. When you're in these shops, getting all the sculptures and chests is completely fine. Don't do anything crazy like saving up. Just, again, you're looking to like 10 spin wheels and 10 spin Holy Knight's Treasure and do more than gems and get your VIP up. You're just building your account from where you left off. You don't really have to do anything too crazy. Unless you look at your account, you're probably less than 25 mil is when I might consider restarting. This should just be like a pretty simple 1, 2, 3 checklist in terms of what do I have, where should I go, should I restart, and the first things to work on. I hope this video was very helpful. Again, welcome back. It's always nice to see players that used to play coming back, especially like I remember a lot of OGs since I've been streaming this game for so long. It's always nice to see you guys coming in. If you guys enjoy content like this, be sure to drop a like, a follow, consider commenting if you guys want to help out the new players that are coming back, the new returning players. If you guys want to help out the returning players, you guys can give any piece of advice that you guys feel like I missed in the comments in the description below, or just comment anything in general. It all helps out an absolute ton. If you guys are interested in private coaching, remember, we coach on stream for $35 a session, we coach off stream for $75 a session. If you guys are interested in that type of thing, make sure you go to the Discord in the description below and make a ticket. If you guys want notifications when I go live, or you want to contact me while I'm not live, in that same Discord, you can go to the role selection tab and sign up for stream and announcement notifications. If you guys want to help support the channel, please consider donating to the Streamlabs link in the description below. And guys, that is going to be it for today. I'm glad I could help out, and I hope you guys have a great one. Bye.